everybody, I'm Tony. I usually do jokes. I'm going to do a little bit of music and jokes, if that's okay. So the Munsters, Rob Zombie's remade the Munsters. That's coming out here soon. And I saw the trailer, and everybody's giving it shit because it just looks so campy and stupid and funny and everything like that, and it's supposed to be PG. I'm just hoping that that's the whole trailer that we saw was just the first act, and the rest is just a fucking splatter fest. That's what I hope from Rob Zombie. I've never really had a name for this song. It was just something I wrote. I think I put lyrics to it one time, but fuck me if I know. So I'm just going to play it a little bit, but... So, Boo was talking about Dahmer, and I saw today that the cousin of one of Dahmer's victims is really upset about this Dahmer movie, and she's like, I'm re-traumatized all over again, and I just feel like that should be something that chalks it up to like the Faces of Death / Human Centipede effect. To where it's like, don't fucking watch it, man. You know, like, I'm sorry. Just, you know, it's gonna re-traumatize you. Don't fucking watch it. Sorry. One thing I do in my spare time that is very, 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 like, I don't know, futile, doesn't really mean anything, but I come up with porn names for myself. One of my latest ones that I came up with was Massive-chusets. I really liked that one, but I came up with two more over the last couple weeks, and one of them was, I have no idea where it came from. Might have been one of those wake up in the middle of the night kind of things. Laredo beef. I thought that was kind of fun. And then yesterday, when the wife and I were driving around, I said something, and I was like, hey, that's a good porn name. Lukewarm. Sounds so nice and fuzzy, doesn't it? I like it. This one, I used to have lyrics for it, but I don't really remember them. But I wrote it in Columbia, Missouri in 2002, something like that. And it's called 808 Canterbury Drive. And I used to walked down this really, really beautiful, like, Home Alone street behind my poor neighborhood, and it was just a beautiful street, and I used to walk down there and smoke a lot of weed and get wrecked. And so that's where I wrote it. So. Oh man. Such a beautiful song into this next thing I wanted to say. I was going to say, you never see guys go like this anymore. I think we should bring it back. I think we should. So math, my buddy Mike and I were actually talking about math earlier, that's why I put this in here. I'm really, really good at math, like addition, subtraction, multiplying, and dividing. But if you start adding shapes and letters and parentheses in there, I'm a moron. And the worst word in the world, to this day, I believe, is Pythagorean theorem. I fucking hate that word. And my old math teacher, Miss Avery, she would be pissed. So I wrote this probably around the same time, and it actually spawned from me trying to figure out how to play the acoustic version from when they were in the studio of Oh Brother Where Art Thou, when they initially did Man of Constant Sorrow. And I started doing this thing and I kind of liked it, but it wasn't really what I needed for that song, but I kind of fucked around with it anyways. And this is kind of like, my wife listens to John Butler, and he has this song called Ocean, and he called it Ocean because it never goes the same way ever. And it just kind of does whatever it does when he plays it at the time, and it never sounds the same way twice. And that's kind of how this is for me. So this is my ocean, I guess I should say. I think at one point in time I called it Wrecking the Street, but I don't fucking know. So. just want to let you guys know, I got fired from my job for doing jokes that I did on this stage. So I feel like I popped my comedic cherry a little bit because, I mean, there's a long line of great comedians out there that have been fired because they did jokes about where they work. So I just kind of feel like, hey, I'm up there with the fucking Smothers Brothers now. Fucking ghetto fabulous.
What joke was it?
All of them. I tell you, man, the first thing out of her mouth when I asked that, she was like, our customers are not a bunch of Jimmy Buffetts and Sammy Hagars. And I'm like, damn. Like, total slam on those two guys out of nowhere. Like, Jesus, man. I was saying, that's one of my dreams, is to do something as awesome as those guys did and be able to retire to get wrecked on my fucking boat. Sounds like a fucking great time to me. I praise those people. Just roasting them a little bit. But no, I tell a couple fucking jokes and God, they turn into 1985 Diamond Dave and fucking Coconut Pete. Fuck Jimmy Buffett. Son of a bitch. Yeah, so yeah, it was all of them. But I got another job, so I'm okay. It took a minute. For all the people out there saying, nobody wants to work, I did, and it took me like 3 weeks to find a job. So I walked into a restaurant the other day, not the one I was just talking about, but I don't think I'm allowed there anymore.
Or the one you currently work at.
Or the one I currently work at, yeah. But I saw a table of 12 women. One side was all blondes, the other side was all brunettes. I look at the wife and I'm like, we need to leave now. And she's like, why? Because I don't know what kind of white girl ghetto Jerry Springer bullshit is about to fucking jump off in this piece, but we need to get the fuck out right now. So I don't really have anything else to play because my fingers are now shot. But I started watching, I'm going to plug the new Star Wars show, Andor, which has been very good so far. And I'm really liking some of the stuff that they bring out because there was this movie that came out some years ago called The Last Jedi. And if you've ever seen The Last Jedi, it sucked. But I put on Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon behind it while it was on mute, and I found out it still sucks. So